What's up, guys? It's Evan, and I have friends this week.
Hey.
We're free for all.
Acquaintances, really.
Yeah. I've been alone
Coworkers?
on the video front outside of the podcast, though.
You poor bastard.
I have been alone.
Yeah.
Josh is here.
What's up?
Chuck's here.
Hello.
Trey's not. He had
Yo.
a work thing.
Yay.
So
Pool party at a subordinate's house.
Yeah.
What a dick.
that's got to be against the rules.
Yeah, I mean, life.
Also,
he's very hairy. I don't want to go to pool party.
Yeah, that is fair. But one could say that
That poor drain.
with his diet required for his fatty liver, his subordinates might actually be trying to poison him by inviting him to a barbecue.
Red meat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're here to talk about Game of Thrones.
Speaking of red
And Trey. Holy crap. What a good episode. We got 3 down. We got 4 to go.
It's so weird. We're almost halfway done, and we've only been back for 3 weeks.
We've only just begun.
to live.
Right? That episode was long, too, wasn't it?
It felt a
If-
little longer.
It did. Every time that it led up to a point when it felt like it would naturally end, there was more.
There was more.
It was awesome.
So,
Yeah, I thought for sure Casterly Rock would be the end of it.
man, a lot happened. So let's go into it. We got to start off with what we've been waiting 7 seasons on. Jon Snow meeting up with Dany.
Fire and ice.
Finally.
Yeah,
Finally. I've been so excited for this. And to me, it didn't let it down. What do you guys think?
slightly.
Well,
Actually.
how? It's because you don't like Dany. You're weird.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I don't know. I felt like there wasn't like it felt less big. There wasn't as much gravitas to the moment as I was expecting.
Oh,
there
I
to
like
be.
the intimacy
I,
of it.
I thought, like, for me, John was very diminutive in the way he was even, like, I noticed it, like, a lot. The way he was standing, he was, like, hunched over, turned to the side. There wasn't, like, I don't know, it didn't seem like it had the same importance that meeting should have had.
I mean,
think he was scared.
He was out of place, and he's never been in a place like that before. I mean, even like Winterfell is not that grandiose, It
Yeah, and
doesn't
he's
take
not a lord.
50, minutes to walk into the
That was a
damn
long
castle.
walk.
It
Yeah.
was.
And I get that, and I mean,
He just saw dragons,
That was a
and,
great scene.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the logic behind it, the dialogue, like, yeah, it fit. It's just for some reason I was expecting that moment to be slightly bigger. It was still a great scene, but
I think that both of these powers felt like they had to whip it out and show each other their,
They can't do that.
resolute.
they're
you know?
related by blood, and only one family can
No,
do that.
yeah, like not like that. I'm talking about who's got.
It was
the,
a feeling out process. I
correct.
thought.
Yes, and even
They
when
still
it
can't
went.
do that.
Even when shut up, Josh. Even when it went down to when they were like talking just by themselves by the ocean,
Right.
it was still a little bit of that. I think that probably in an episode or two they're going to come together again, and it's going to feel.
They're going to be allies.
Yeah.
And it's going to be incredible. Also, Bran at some point is going to tell him that he is a Targaryen and her nephew.
Bran's going to
Hopefully
eventually
it's
have to tell
pre-fucking.
somebody.
What?
They can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Well,
know.
I mean,
Targaryens have a lot of sex within the Targaryen family.
Do they?
Yeah, they all inbred. That's
I mean,
why the Mad King happened.
Cersei
That's fair.
blew her brother on this episode.
Yeah, she shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. Speaking of Cersei, we got to look into King's Landing and the return of Euron Greyjoy. And
Triumphant return.
My God, that dude is insane, and it's fucking wonderful.
He loves playing that. Like, he straight up
awesome,
loves
dude.
playing that role.
He's having a blast. I mean, it's so good.
Why wasn't he like this last year, or why wasn't he in the show earlier?
He was a little like this, not as much.
They
Because
wanted
he didn't
him-
have as much screen time.
Well, they wanted him to. They were like, "Yeah, this guy's crazy and a badass," but you're like, "Okay, it's like whatever," because he didn't have a lot of screen time. And then this year, they're like, "Okay, we have to actually make him a threat," and they've done it in a fucking big way.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year he felt more menacing. This year he's more charismatic. Like, he definitely had some crazy things that happened last year. I mean, killing his brother, like, during his introduction, taking over the Iron Islands. Like, yes, he did a lot of shit, but he wasn't relishing in it the way he is this year.
Yeah,
Regardless,
And
he's awesome.
far
He's really
less
awesome.
leather was worn by him
and
last
you know
year,
what
too.
was also kind of awesome? The way that Cersei has chosen for Ilaria Sand to die.
Good
To-
lord, man.
To be fair, she's the fucking worst, so I'm okay with
I
it.
mean, I don't like her, but she's gonna. So they poisoned the last sand snake. Thank God. With the same poison that was used to kill Myrcella, which is Cersei's daughter. And then she just leaves them chained in the dungeon, and she's like, "I'm never going to kill you. You will just sit here, and we'll make you eat. We'll make you live." and you're gonna have to just watch your daughter rot.
God, it's brutal, man.
I mean,
It's fucked up.
I didn't see that coming.
The very last scene when they're trying to hold each other and they're like a foot
yeah.
away, I was like, oh my God, that would be the worst thing ever, dude.
It would be bad.
Yeah, I mean,
No, don't. Yeah, dismiss it. That's awful.
no, it's absolutely terrible.
Death
but
is fast, at least, or at least faster than that.
yeah, what was the Shame woman's name last year in the end of the mountain that she got?
We don't know that she's dead
Yeah.
because she said make it last. So
Yeah, I'm just saying there are worse ways to potentially go. I mean, I don't have a kid, so I really can't relate, so maybe that's it.
that's
but-
pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Then we got some wonderful Tyrion time. Tyrion and Jon Snow on the cliffside when Tyrion
was
gives
great.
a wonderful quip about brooding.
It was spot on.
It was
It
so
was-
good.
Man,
it was
the-
pretty damn
The
amazing.
writing on this episode, I mean,
The
Game of
dialogue was
Thrones,
incredible.
Like dialogue, anyway, is
It's above everything else.
But this episode in particular, I don't remember it.
They
being
made
that
a
clever
badass
anymore.
episode out of not a lot happening as
Yeah,
far as
'cause-
like action wise. But God, you're right. The writing was tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was only like 2 or 3 main, action beats or anything even happening like plot-wise, but it was written so well. Even the dialogue between Varys and Melisandre was great. Brief though it was, like the tension that they got to play, even though everybody knew that Dany was getting the news that, the Greyjoys were taken out. Like, I mean, it was definitely well structured and well put together.
Dude, Davos.
Davos
was
was
the
great.
Best.
Kind of glossed over that, but him after you get the long introduction of Dany of all her 1,000 monikers, and
This is Jon Snow.
John kind of just taps him, and he's like, "Oh, Jon Snow, King of the North."
Yeah,
when
but
you're
then
just
like later
he's
on,
King
though,
of the North.
Oh, but then
Later on,
he
he
does his
steps
job.
up
He
and,
does
like,
his job.
lays it out. It was great.
Davos is great.
Almost
I
gave
love
away
him
too
so
much,
much.
though.
He
He
almost
did.
said that John had been killed and raised from the dead.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
interested to see where they go with that because obviously Dany brought that back up later on, asking what that meant, taking a knife to the heart.
Yeah, and Tyrion and Dany in that scene was also very good. That
Oh, yeah.
followed Tyrion and Jon. It's really he makes her. Tyrion and Dany together are better than either one of them separate. I really like their dynamic. I think they elevate each other as actors and as characters. I think how they play off each other is very good. It makes sense for the show.
It's the
That's
second
fair.
best coupling for Tyrion on the show.
Behind,
Pod.
no, well, yeah, I do miss
I was
Pod.
going to say the wine jug. He's
He
not
is-
nearly as drunk as he used to be.
That is true, but no, him.
Also,
Bronn-
him and Varys.
Oh God, so
him
good.
and Varys is great. But
Is
him
Varys
and
gonna
Bronn
die?
and Pod, yes.
We got a little hint of
Varys
him
is gonna
talking
die.
to the Red Lady, and I mean, she says, "I have to return here because she's leaving, just going to Vishantis, I believe." And then, but she's like, "I will be back. I have to die in these lands. You do too." There's like some weird prophecy we don't know about, and I'm interested.
There
Or
always
Varys
is.
is something that he doesn't know he is.
Yeah, because he comes from over, he's a foreigner.
he might be a priest of something and he just doesn't know.
some type of blood within
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, God.
We cut back to the north. We get our weekly Sansa spot, which I'm okay with. I actually think
Man,
she's
she got tall.
and she's also come a long
she
way
growed
as
up.
an actress because she was the weak link of Game of Thrones because everybody else was so good. She kind of stuck out, and certainly she's probably still one of the weaker links, but she's not a weak link.
Yeah.
She's fine.
She's like one of my favorite characters on the show now. My problem is she's always accompanied by Littlefinger now, who I fucking hate.
But you're supposed to,
I
and he's
know.
wonderful because
Dude, that guy could act.
he's
man.
so good, and
Just even the small little snippets he gets
and those
is just so
and because what he
impactful.
says, while he's kind of a douche and it's awful, and we don't want him to affect Sansa, he's right. Like he's like, don't fight the battles in the north, don't fight the battles in the south. Fight them in your mind. Always, you have to anticipate everything. I was like, God, you're just giving sage wisdom, but you want to fuck that girl. I'm like, so don't do that. And then they're interrupted by the triumphant return of Bran, who got infinitely more weird upon his return to Winterfell.
I kind of
Yeah,
feel
man.
like that entrance could have been like accompanied by somebody doing like the sad hand trumpet sound, the like because it was so weird, right? Like, I mean, he
God,
is
what a journey he
completely-
went on.
completely emotionless to the whole thing. She
he's
is
the
like
three-eyed
in
raven now.
tears seeing her brother. I get that, but like she even hugs him and he just like stares off into the distance. Like it's such an interesting dynamic to see all the Starks that are left coming back together, but not necessarily in the way that we were expecting.
Right.
I like it a lot.
Do you think he's like a cosplay champion when he's not acting? It seems like
He seems like that type of guy. He
Yeah.
seems like if he got fired from this, he would be on season 3 of Stranger Things.
right.
Oh, I'd watch that.
I would too, since he's like too tall. You don't see it because cripple, but so I mean, it's hard to look tall in a chair.
Cripple.
You don't know that I'm 6'7" right now if you're watching and don't know me.
Yeah, we actually look kind of like the same height.
I have to kind of bend down for people to hear me, so it is what it is. All right, so then we get like all of this and exposition, great acting, kind of story setting up and wrapping up a lot of plot lines. And then all of a sudden, Casterly Rock, and you were like, "Are we going to actually see this?"
Yeah.
Well, we did see this, and Cersei pulled a fast one on us and on the viewers and on Dany and her allies. So they attack. It's badass. You're hearing Tyrion describe the plan as we're seeing it happen, which I love when they freaking do that. Grey Worm and 10 men, and to quote Tyrion, 10 good men impregnate that bitch. And they take over Casterly Rock, which we've never really seen before, and it's been kind of this mythical place that's supposedly all powerful. But we've learned kind of that they were running out of money and the power was leaving throughout the series, and they take it, and lo and behold, they're like most of the army was gone.
So correct me if I'm wrong, though. The Euron and his ships were outside of Casterly.
They went to
still,
take out
right?
the ships that they had come on. So now that's why that was the point, because now
So
they're
stranded on the entire opposite side of the continent.
They keep saying that it's not the opposite side. They're opposite side of King's Landing, because they are the Wardens of the West, is what Casterly Rock was. So they're on the very western tip, and where the Lannisters have left and taken their main army, and they took out Highgarden, and that's in the south. But it's still a long way, and now they don't have
No, I mean
ships
the
to sail.
Unsullied are on the opposite side of the continent from where they need to get back to. That's why they destroyed all
to
the
get
ships.
back to, yeah. Now, if they want to go after the Lannisters, it's closer, but still a long way because they're in the south. So we see them take that. It's great. But yeah, then we get a surprise attack on Highgarden from the Lannisters. We watched after the show, and it's got Benohoff and D.B. Weiss explaining why we didn't see this epic battle there, and it made perfect sense to me because the Tyrells are not known as fighters. You've barely ever seen their army. They came in to rescue them in the Battle of Blackwater Bay in Season 2, and that's really all we've ever seen. But they were going to be easy to beat for a well-trained Lannister army, and in lieu of getting this more epic battle, we see the ships coming, or we see the army marching, and then the battle's over, and we trade that for Jaime and Olenna Tyrell to have a nice long scene together. Good decision.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's one of my favorite scenes of the show this year so far. She's such a great actress, man.
She's my, I think, as far as acting in a show that is filled with incredible acting, I think she is my favorite actress on the show, or just actor on the show.
You can tell she's very well trained and well seasoned.
Yeah, it was a great scene for sure.
She's just like, did we even put up a fight? He's
Yeah.
like, as well as you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like I was really hoping that you would still get that reveal at the very end about what happened to Joffrey. Like, I was really starting to be concerned that she wasn't going to have time to say anything.
She waited till the exact right moment. And they made a good point. The showrunners, they were like, even in her death scene, she wins.
Yeah.
Because she always wins. She's a smart old lady, and she was outmaneuvered by her army, and there's really nothing she could do about that. But in the end, she takes the power back from Jaime, which, good God, Jaime is the most lovable kind of bastard ever, because he did not have to kill her in a humane way, in which he does. He lets her take her own life with poison that's painless, and then as she's already taken it, like a champ, by the way.
Yeah,
she threw that back in one shot. She goes into saying that she didn't know what the poison would be like for Joffrey, and then says, I'm the one that killed your son. Tell Cersei.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am sad that we're really to the point now. We're past the point of expecting redemption for Jaime, though. Early on in the series,
I
it
don't know.
definitely felt like he was possibly like leaning in that way, heading in that direction. But
Unless he stabs Cersei.
I
Like
mean,
he did the Mad King.
I think he will stab her in the back before the show's over.
you think?
I do.
I thought it would be this
It would
year,
seem
but
poetic.
like it seems like every time he gets
I think
close to
he'll
that
kill himself,
decision, she does what she did in this episode and is right back to where he was before.
Brother fucks?
yeah,
Or
sucks.
yeah. She went to town.
She really did.
Change the sheets.
Ugh.
They're gross.
Also,
Those are incest sheets.
Pa Tarly is just the worst.
Who?
Tarly's father, Sam's father.
From last week?
Pa Tarly.
Yeah, because he was
It sounded like you said.
Oh yeah,
Pa Tar-
Jorah's okay. That worked.
yeah, but I mean,
And that was like a throwaway scene, but
wasn't he there at Highgarden though? Isn't that part of? I thought I saw him.
he was probably riding in the
He
army.
was, yeah, him and Billy
'cause-
Bones was.
Oh
there
yeah, he
with
was a part of the
Bronn.
army, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, turning your back on your house, like it's bullshit.
Well, again,
I mean, he was a pansy last year too. but-
Jamie also made a pretty good argument about he's sworn fealty to the House Tyrell, but he also swore fealty to the throne, and so I could see the moral dilemma there of him. I mean, he's also he's a piece of shit, but I mean, I see where his honor was intact.
Way to go,
there.
Sam. By the way,
Yeah,
saving a great character.
Sam the Slayer, Sam the Curer.
Take that, Trey. You
Right?
idiot.
he's still gonna get grayscale.
Trey doesn't like Sam. Send him
He's
hate
not gonna
mail.
get grayscale.
Yeah, he's
It's
not going to. It's
fine.
crazy.
No, it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be happy about it. I love Sam, but it's gonna happen.
No, it's not.
Sam is the person that wrote A Song of Ice and Fire. I think that fan theory has been confirmed almost at this point. I think he's the one that told us this whole story.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is awesome. As was this whole episode. We got 4 episodes left, guys. We're going to try to... Some version of us will be talking to you every week until then.
Cool.
Uh,
I'm in.
yeah. But make sure you comment down below. Tell us what you guys thought. What did you think about this episode? Is the season going the way you thought it would? I want to know. Chuck wants to know. Josh doesn't. He doesn't really care. But
That
Your
share
opinions
button.
don't affect me.
That share button.
it helps.
Do that.
It helps. But yeah, let us know. Make sure you like this video. If you want to see more videos like this every week for Game of Thrones and a ton of other reviews, and you can watch a video version of the podcast if you don't have anything else to do for 3 hours.
yeah.
Why not? But yeah, make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends.
Use that comment section. Tell us what's going on.
I already said that.
No, I'm serious though.
Yeah, we're going to cut him out next week. This is what we do, folks. But yeah, again, tell us what's going on, and we'll see you next week.